Okay, so this is Math 200, Intermediate Algebra. We're looking at Review 3, that's for Chapter 5, 6. And this video is going to be page 1. So we have number 1 that's dealing with exponents, positive and negative exponents. I've got my little TA here, C3PO. He's holding my markers and eraser. So what we're going to do first is simplify the inside. So a couple of things have to happen. One, anything that's a negative exponent, if it's on the top, it gets shipped down to the bottom. So that y negative 6 is going to get shipped down to the bottom. And so now we have a new equation. We got x3, z3 over x2, y6, y4. That's still raised to the negative 2 power. So now what we do is let's cancel where we can cancel. X to the third over x squared, those cancel. There's one x left on top. Z to the third just stays z to the third. Y6 and y4 are both on the bottom. We combine those when we multiply like bases. We add the exponents, so that's y10. So we got y10 on the bottom. We got x on the top. We got z3 on the top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply this negative 2 to all of those powers. Now remember, when there's nothing there, there's a 1 there. You should see 1s all the time. So we got negative 2. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And y to the negative 20. Oof, very negative problem now. So what we're going to do is anything that's negative gets shipped down if it's on top and up if it's on bottom. So our final answer is y to the 20th over x squared z to the 6th. That's it. All right. This one, we're going to reduce the numbers how we always reduce numbers. So what goes into both of them? That's 6, top and bottom. And so now we have, let's see, what do we have? 5 over 7. And so those numbers are pretty much locked in. Those aren't going anywhere. As far as the x's go, we can combine the x's on the top. That's going to be, or should we ship them? Should we ship them all first and then combine? That's kind of what we did here. We could also combine first and then ship last. Let's give that a whirl just for something different. You could do it just like this if you want to. Ship everything that's negative and then worry about adding up like base things that are being multiplied and subtracting, dividing. Let's instead do this. X negative 6, x positive 5, that's x negative 1. Y8, y negative 4, that's y4. Because when we multiply things with like bases, we add the exponents. In the bottom, we have x negative 5, because negative 2 and negative 3, and y6. 3 and 3 is 6. Now, we're not done. We can still cancel y's, and the x's now do have to get shipped. So this is going up, and this is coming down. And those are going to cancel. So we have, let's see, 5 and 7 still. We now have x5 on top. We have x1 on the bottom. And y4 still on top and y6 still on the bottom. So now all positive exponents will just cancel away. We have 5x4 over 7y2. So the y's, because there's more of them on the bottom than the top. Remember, this is 4 of them in a row. This is 6 of them in a row. They cancel 1 for 1. There would be 2 left on the bottom. And so that's our answer. So there's number 1. Let's take a look at number 2. Oh, number 2 is we're just going to be doing scientific notation. So those scientists like using base 10 numbers to see how big or how small the numbers are in a simplified form. So look, 7,180,000 would be written in scientific notation. We put the decimal, so the number is between 1 and 10. So that would happen 7.18 times 10 to the, and now to figure out the power, you count where the decimal was. It was right here to where you moved it to. We moved it to right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. And that's the power on the 10. And that's it. Scientific notation. Letter B is a tiny one. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3 zeros. And then 7, 3. You don't really need the 0 there. It's there, but it doesn't have to be there. All right, so 7.3. So we want it to be a number between 1 and 10. So we move it to there. So it's 7.3. It's still times 10, but this time it's going to be to a negative exponent. Anytime it's a tiny little decimal, it's a negative exponent. Anytime it's a really large number, it's a positive exponent. And so we're going to move the decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4 places. We're going to call that to the negative 4th power. All right, put it in standard form. So number 3, putting it in standard form, is taking 8.5 times 10 to the negative 3. So this time we want to take it from this and put it like that, like a regular standard number. So that negative 3 isn't three zeros, it's 3 decimal places. So we cross that off and go 1, 2, 3 places. So we actually only add 2 decimal places, or 2 zeros, 0.0085. 3 decimal places total, but only 2 zeros get added. All right. Oh, number 4. These ones irritating a little bit. We got x squared y minus 3y cubed zx plus 5x plus 7y. And they want to know what degree this is. So what's the degree? Well, the degree is normally just the highest power. So normally we're only working with a single variable. We have y equals to x squared or y equals to 5x to the 5th. And normally there's only one variable. So this is a special case. They have multiple variables in the same term. So to figure out the degree when there's multiple variables in the same term, we take and add 3 plus 1 plus 1. So this is a 5. 2 plus 1, that's a 3. That's a 1, and that's a 1. Now normally, this is what we're working with, just a single variable, 1x or 1y, not multiple variables in the same term. So this is kind of weird, but there is one like this in the test, so you have to learn it. So this is a 5th degree equation. All right. Number 5 and 6 we got to do. I'm going to erase the board one more time. A little less board space in my basement. So if I erase it too quickly, no problems. It's on YouTube. Just pull it back and stop, and you can see the answers that way. Number 5. We've got quantity 4x squared plus 9xy plus 9y squared plus negative 4x to the 3rd plus 7xy minus 9x. Okay, so they seem to have wasted the parentheses in this one. So what we're going to do, there isn't any distributive, nothing to be distributed. That's just a 1 there, so that all just stays the same. That's just a 1 there. So that all just stays the same. So what we're really looking for is matches. Not a lot of them on this. Let's go for the highest power thing. So this is a third degree equation. Negative 4x to the third. Next highest power we see is a 2, so plus 4x squared. I guess we'll do the 9x next. Nobody for that either, minus 9x. And then, oh, finally we get a match. Finally we get a match. Here, I'm kind of out of shape, so we'll just underline it twice. 9xy, 7xy, 16xy. And then the last thing that we haven't done, I'll put a weird rectangle on it. 9y squared. And so that's it. Just a big long equation. You could have it in any order. If you had these switched around, then it's fine. It doesn't matter what order they're in. All right. And the last one, number 6, is subtract. So actually, we get to do something with this. 4x squared minus 6xy plus 9y squared minus the quantity 8x squared minus 6xy minus y squared. Okay, so this is going to do something. We're going to take that negative and we're going to distribute it to every one of those problems. It's like the opposite. Every one of those terms is going to get flipped. Negative 8x plus 6xy plus y squared. So we have negative 8x squared plus 6xy plus y squared. So we change the sign of that to a negative, that to a positive, that to a positive. Now this stays the same, 4x squared minus 6xy plus 9y squared. And unlike the one that's above it, this has a bunch of matches. Everybody has a match here. We've got those can combine together, negative 4x squared. These combine together, oh, and they disappear. And remember, there's a 1 there. You should see 1s all the time. Plus 10y squared. All right. That is the first page of Review 3 for chapters 5 and 6. I will do the second page in the next video.